going on, Jerome's beautiful Saturday. Birds are indeed chirping and stuff, and it's time for another Vikings news dump. I was told this is fall. It was 86 in the Twin Cities Metro yesterday, which is great. It's fantastic. But also tomorrow, the Minnesota Fighting Vikings beat the brakes off the Cleveland Browns, take them to Browntown, which. Whoa. But the Vikings looking to get to 3-2 before the bye. It's going to be beautiful. Also, beautiful man, Tommy Kramer, the pride of Rice University, so I'm predisposed to like him. Good luck in London this weekend. I have some fond memories of playing in Europe. Skol. All right, so back in the day, NFL teams used to go on these really random international excursions. Like, nothing was really structured. Like, the Vikings would play the World Bowl in Tokyo. Also, I'm pretty sure that's where Terrell Davis had his massive hit in preseason, Tokyo. But here, the Vikings, Arc de Triomphe. Maybe not, probably not. Matt Blair. Matt Blair is a super interesting dude, artist, photographer. Take a picture of Tommy Kramer as well as 55, double nickel Scott Studwell. Let's go. First off, the forearms of this man, as well as, so Studwell after playing days got into the scouting department, bald, looks like Stabler from Law & Order SVU. But look at this flow. Look at this lettuce on Scott Studwell, and then he probably went out and got 22 tackles against the, Scottish Claymores or something. It's really good, man. Right. Also, the Vikings having great experiences across the pond. Not last Sunday against the Steelers, yeah. But talking about their favorite moment so far of the trip, Carson Wentz, probably my 7-iron. So instead of going into the woods and meditating, Carson Wentz playing golf. Like, what do they even know about golf in those islands? Yeah. Also, Adam Jerome, Ezekiel Thielen. What's the coolest thing you've seen on the strip? Downtown Dublin. I don't know. Also, it went to a Chelsea Champions League game. Just bad decisions all over the place. At least he's catching third downs, which is good to see. Also good to see is me not being stabbed by producer Allie. So promoting the Purple for the Win store. Purple for the Win international game sale. purplefw.net. Link is down below. 10% off your entire purchase with promo code over there through October 7th. So the hats, the mugs, the fanny packs, everything. Go hit that up. Right. So bad news. Well, expected news, right? Final Vikings-Browns injury report out. Donovan Jackson, for real. He's going to be back week 7, back from wrist surgery. Ryan Kelly with a concussion, out, expected. Jurgens, hamstring, did not practice this week, out, expected. J.J. McCarthy, ankle, did not practice because they had eyes on him practicing on Friday. Didn't go because it was wet. It was slippery. There's no Gouda. Brian O'Neill, MCL, out, and Drew Van Ginkel, neck, out. Questionable. Tyler Batty, C.J. Ham, both trying to come back from the 21-day injured reserve window, open for practice, which is good to see. Ben Urasek, who's been down for the last couple of weeks with a knee injury, practiced in a limited fashion on Friday, could be up for Sunday. So it'd be great to have C.J. Ham back, man. Plus, Batty had a really good camp in preseason. I think he certainly could help sealing the edge against the run. So we'll see. But Ham, getting back to fullback, man, getting back to pass protection, getting back to special teams, it's going to be monstrous. And the Vikings, all right, so Ryan Kelly, concussion, out. Jurgens, hamstring, out. Donovan Jackson, wrist, out. Brian O'Neill, MCL, out. You have to laugh, otherwise you're going to cry, man. But the Vikings mash unit, Darisaw, Huber, Blake Brandel, who's never played center before, Will Fries, and Justin School. Justin School better be getting a tight end chip every single snap, right? Especially, Myles Garrett obviously is going to be in, but he's going to square off against Darisaw, but he's probably going to be moving around as well. But the Browns front seven, the Browns pass rush is dynamic. It is elite. It's one of the best in the league. But as you saw the Niners, as you saw the Cowboys, as you saw the stupid Packers, like lots of teams have injuries, especially along the offensive line, and lots of teams are able to get things done. And as I've alluded to, I think if the Vikings offensive line is bad again, it ceases to be a depth or talent issue. It becomes a coaching issue. And I think that over the bye, Chris Cooper, offensive line coach, could be replaced by the assistant Keith Kata. But we'll see. But Huber, I got a lot of hope for Huber. I didn't want him starting week 5 from his UDFA rookie season. Vikes fan page, Kevin O'Connell on UDFA, Joe Huber. Joe is one of those guys that probably, I don't always tell you guys this, he probably made the team a heck of a lot earlier than the cut down day. So Huber impressed in preseason and in training camp. Just a maturity, a calmness to his game, can hold his ground, can communicate well in twists and stunts, which have really been an issue for the Vikings. Plus, he does have some center experience. So, hell, maybe the offensive line of the future is going to be Darisaw, Jackson, Huber at center, Will Fries at right guard, and Brian the Real Deal O'Neal. Who knows? But you're going to toss in the deep end, man, because Mason Graham, first-round pick out of Michigan, Malik Collins, this is going to be tough. Defensive tackle, pass rush win rate so far this season. The usual suspects. So Simmons 1, Milton Williams 2, Jalen Cata, Calais Campbell, ageless wonder. Calais Campbell is 75 years old. Still getting it done. Chris Jones, who? Mason Graham checking in at 6. So pass rush win rate of 14%. Malik Collins also is up there too at 14%. Where is Jalen Redmond? Should be there, right? But it's going to be a big-time game. It's going to be a big-time test for Joe Huber, and toss him in the deep end, sink or swim. Let's go, baby. Also, farce. Top Balacero, Browns defensive end Myles Garrett, who has been limited in practice because of an ankle injury, is officially off the injury report and good to go against the shorthanded Vikings offensive line. He was always going to play. It was injury report game shenanigans. Doesn't even have a designation coming on in, but it's okay. And like we said, Garrett mainly lines up at right defensive end, left side of the offense. So Christian Darisaw, legacy game. Come on down, man. Right. And almost you have to laugh, otherwise you're going to cry. And there's been a lot of adversity so far this season, but the Vikings are 2-2, looking to get to 3-2 into the bye, and gotta have it, man. Will Ragged, Sports Illustrated. Kevin O'Connell, I'm a big believer that if you're looking for obstacles and excuses, you're probably going to find them. So why would we take the time and energy to look? Next man up, have to coach his balls off, have to adjust. And you saw that Thursday night with the 49ers. No Purdy, no Kittle, no Nick Bosa, no Pretty Ricky Pearsall, no Jawan Jennings, but they still got it done. And the Vikings have to take that to heart. And yeah, offensive line is banged up, so what? Yeah, the Browns have a great pass rush, so what? Adjust, run the damn football, get Carson Wentz, get the ball out of his hands, and go from there. Yeah. Speaking of quarterbacks, so there had been hope to get J.J. McCarthy up on practice for Friday. He was out there throwing the ball around, but didn't participate in a structured manner. Per Persuasion, when asked if Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy will play against the Eagles, so the Vikings come back off a bye with the Eagles week 7 at U.S. Bank Stadium, friendly confines. It'd be beautiful to see, but also Carson Wentz revenge game narratives. Yeah. Emily Liker, Star Tribune, said via Purple Insider she'd be shocked if they played McCarthy in the Eagles game, given he hasn't practiced in a limited capacity yet in the short week against Chargers, starting to be in jeopardy now too. So Kevin Collins did say that over the bye, where's McCarthy going to go, right? So over the bye, they're going to be in contact. They're going to work things out over the bye. So he's going to be in the facilities. I'm sure he's going to get like the barometric chamber, all that stuff to help speed up healing, get the steps in, and Kevin O'Connell's stressed footwork, right? Because high ankle sprain, that could certainly impact a quarterback's footwork, and the footwork, mechanics, the eyes, everything connected is extremely important with Kevin O'Connell. I mean, you saw the wheels fall off with that with Darnold week 18 in the Lions game. We're got to get that back to good, and also just broad mobility, major part of McCarthy's game, especially the offensive line should be getting healthy. Knocking all the wood over the bye week, but if not, being able to be Charlie Skedaddle is going to be a huge part of his ability to survive and thrive going forward. But if it isn't, so there's a couple things here. If it isn't McCarthy week 7 against the Eagles, it's Carson Wentz again. Short week, no real practice, Thursday Night Football against the Chargers out in L.A., and then you come back against Detroit. All right, so Michigan man returning back to the state where he won a national title. Do you want to do that off the mini bye against the Chargers, against a very good Lions pass rush? Aiden Hutchinson, former, well, not teammate, but former fellow Michigan alumni. Is that the plan? The offensive line could be back to full health by then. Brian O'Neill could be back. Ryan Kelly could be back. Jackson will be back. So maybe. Otherwise, you'll look at November 9th against Baltimore, back at home, which it's a long time to wait. So, I mean, there'll be tons of speculation, and we'll see what happens. And plus, Carson Wentz could come out and look really good against a very good Browns defense. It could get the start against the Eagles. And what if Carson Wentz looks really good against Philly and the Chargers, who are dealing with some injury issues on their own? We'll see. But one day at a time, I still think this is J.J. McCarthy's team when he gets back, but lots of moving parts right now. Also moving is as Dillon Gabriel's going to be moving out of the pocket into some pass rushes. Hopefully, somewhere right now, Brian Flores is smiling. And the Browns quarterbacks in first career start since 1999. Tim Couch, number 1 overall pick, the pride of Kentucky. Wins and losses, 0-16, just like the Browns were one season. Just like the Lions were in 2008, by the way. No big deal. Oh, the 2008 Lions, the 2 closest games, Vikings. 14.1 points per game, which is not good, as well as a 14-22 touchdown interception ratio, 65.9 passer rating, which is out of 158.3. So hopefully the Vikings will be able to have very similar numbers from Dillon Gabriel there. Plus, Stefanski is always going to be our guy, man. He would have been our head coach if the Vikings didn't get that wild card win in 2019 against the Saints. But Stefanski had some jokes. 92.3 The Fan. You have some guys, when talking about how Dillon Gabriel is an older rookie and spent a ton of time in college, you have some guys that have been in college for 6 seasons like Dillon. He's like Tom Callahan's son. I love Tommy Boy references. Yeah, they're called doctors. Yeah, so, yeah, Dillon Gabriel, played through the Rona season, also came in during NIL era. So he went from UCF, went to Oklahoma, went to Oregon, all over the place. And you do see a lot of rookies like that. But that's starting to get phased out. But, Gabriel has played a lot of football, and that could be to his benefit. I don't think the moment's going to be too big for him on Sunday. Lastly, obviously nothing to do with the Vikings. This just made me laugh. Meow Mix, a popular Panthers podcast, which that's such a great name. Did they get sued by Meow Mix? Is that why they're shutting down? A podcast that started in 2019 is shutting down indefinitely due to the team's poor performance. The podcast announced they can no longer justify the time spent away from their wives and children on Sundays. I don't think I would ever do that. Like, the Vikings could be 0-17, and we'd be chirping. Like, 0-16 heading into Week 18 against the Packers. We'd be like, we're going to whip somebody's ass. Jordan Love, you're going down. But I could see why. I mean, the Panthers used to have a very proud tradition. I mean, they went to a Super Bowl. Mike Remmers handed the Broncos and Gary Kubiak Super Bowl. It's weird that Gary Kubiak Super Bowl winning head coach in 2015. But the Panthers have been so bad for the last couple of years. Like, ownership is terrible. They traded away Brian Burns for nothing. They traded away McCaffrey for basically nothing. They gave up on DJ Moore. I mean, I could see why Panthers fans are frustrated, but you don't have to worry about that. You want us on that wall. You need us on that wall. We ain't going anywhere. Just like our high school guidance counselor said, we are going nowhere. Where you going? Nowhere. That was a deep movie reference. If you get it, we are cool. Anyways, that's it. Vikings news done for this beautiful, glorious Saturday. Go Vikings tomorrow. Bye. Up and early with the coffee. We'll be here for halftime, post-game, winners and losers, all that stuff. That undisclosed location next week. Yeah. Anyways, you guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.